views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Mission Bronx, a show dedicated to highlighting some of the wonderful work being done by the nonprofit organizations in the Bronx. Mission Bronx is a collaboration between BronxNet Television and the Center for Nonprofits at Hostos Community College, and I'm your host, Eileen Newman. Previously on Mission Bronx, we learned about a program through Hostos Community College that works to provide workforce development training for those involved with the criminal justice system. Now, in this episode of Mission Bronx, we will visit two beautiful gardens located in the South Bronx, each of which has programs that give youth an opportunity to volunteer while educating them on the importance of urban farming. We'll find out about all of this and more on this edition of Mission Bronx. Welcome everyone to Mission Bronx. Today we're visiting a garden in the heart of the South Bronx called La Finca del Sur, which is an urban farm cooperative led by Latina and Black women and their allies. La Finca is dedicated to building healthy neighborhoods through education and training, all organized and led by Frances Perez Rodriguez, a youth leader, community co-organizer, and farmer in training. She is inspired to create a healthy relationship with the planet to which she feels a personal connection. So, Frances, I've heard about La Finca for a long time, and I've been over here in the winter, but I've never really understood how it all started. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, totally. So La Finca, this is our 8th season. So we've been rocking for 8 years. This was a lot that was filled. Everyone says the weeds were like up to here. There was like mugwort everywhere. And folks would walk by, folks being community members, folks who already had experience in urban agriculture, a few politicians would walk by and they knew that this could be a space that could provide organic food for the community. So they started pushing and organizing and getting the signatures and having the meetings. Farmer Karen Washington was involved. And people just came together and were able to establish it as a green up farm.
So it's amazing to me that coalition of people could see that what you described as a farm, especially 8 years ago when there wasn't that much of that happening, or maybe it was at the beginning, or...
Yeah, I think it was in the beginning, but I also think that food and access to healthy food has always been an issue here in the Bronx. Right. So I'm sure when a few folks started talking about it, it wasn't hard for everyone else to realize, yeah, this is about 4 acres. This could be a space that could be cleared out and turned into...
It's 4 acres?
It's like between 3.5, 4 acres. Yeah, we don't have 3.5, 4 acres worth of food, but the entire space is about 4 acres, yeah.
And how is it funded?
Who funded it? So we have grants.
Okay.
We basically get grants, and a lot of it is, this is a volunteer-based farm. So outside of the grant work that we get grants from Just Food, and we're a green up farm, so we have a lot of support from them as well. And then everyone else just volunteers from their heart, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Miracles happen when people want something to happen.
That's an incredible,
with a low budget.
An incredible miracle. And how is this connected to Hostos?
So La Finca is connected to Hostos because I work at Hostos, and I wanted the kids that I work with through Hostos to come here and to learn how to grow food. So I work out of the Liberty Partnerships program, which is a college prep program. There are Liberty Partnerships in different colleges in New York State. So I'm based out of the one in Hostos, and then each college has a high school or two where they have somebody stationed. So I'm at Health Opportunities High School, which is about a 5 to 7 minute walk from here. And I wanted to bring the kids here. I was very confused as to why the staff didn't know this was here, how there wasn't already a partnership between the high school and here, between Hostos and here. So when I got the okay to bring kids here, that's how we got the connection going.
You made the whole connection. You connected all the dots.
So we have Summer Youth Employment. We have the Summer Youth Employment program, and I put together with another farmer named Stacey Ellis, Farmer Stacey. We put together a curriculum, and it was approved for SYEP. And it's kind of like a 3-way connection between Hostos, the high school, Hostos/Liberty Partnership,
Right.
the high school, and La Finca.
So you said a while ago that a lot of kids who are in the summer youth program basically are working in offices and they're not having the opportunity to do have this kind of experience. So do your kids talk about that?
Yeah, and we need people to file things. It's not trying
Right,
to discredit
right,
that in
right.
any
No, I
way.
know.
But I feel bad. It's a 6-week program. They're like cooped up in the schools all year. And some of them like to be in the AC, and I feel that. My kids, it's not like we love sweating bullets. But I wanted them to do something important. I wanted them to learn how to grow their own food. I wanted them to think about why there's so much fast food around. I wanted them to think about gentrification and the history of this land. And I just wanted to have all these conversations with them that I didn't have anyone to talk about when I was their age. I didn't start having these conversations until I was in my early 20s. But I know other youth who are having these conversations, and I'm like, wow, I can't believe you're already getting a head start. So I don't see why my youth and the youth here in the South Bronx can't have a head start in those conversations. So some folks got not forced into joining the program, but I know a lot of the kids from the school year, so a lot of them knew that they didn't have a choice but to work hard with me this summer instead of being in an office.
And they created this
yes,
amazing...
they've basically maintained the space. Like I said, this is a volunteer-based farm. A lot of members here have 9 to 5, so everyone has low capacity. It looks really beautiful, but there's a lot of stuff that needs to get done. And because we were here for 6 weeks, 3 to 4 days a week, we did a lot of the watering. I mean, I can go down the list, but we really helped to keep the farm going.
So when people are renting out spaces for to grow their own vegetables, do the kids maintain those spaces?
Yeah, the front half of the farm is where we harvest for the South Bronx Farmers Market, the beds in the front, and a few beds back here also, but most of the beds in this half, in the back half of the farm, are member beds. So folks pay about $40 a season, which is like March to November, basically a year. And it's cool because you get to see the different things that people grow, different ways that they grow them. And then the youth, a lot of weeding in the beds, helping folks maintain their beds, a lot of watering in different beds. And like you said, very communal. So even if it's not your bed, if it looks dry, we water it. And then we planted food in 2 beds. So in my bed from last year and in Miss Stacy's bed, my co-facilitator, we did some square foot gardening and planted some seeds about 3 weeks ago.
That's great.
Yeah.
And so what the audience is not going to be able to tell is that there's the most amazing smell of barbecue that's coming over us now because it's the last day, right? So it's a celebration with a barbecue.
Yes, this is the last day of our 6-week SYP program. So we wanted to highlight produce from the farm and cook here. So we have some burgers with tomatoes and basil from here, and some kale. We took a little while because we were making a juice. So we juiced some kale. We have some shish kebabs with like onions and things from here. I mean, we have a really nice menu for today. I'm actually impressed. We came up together with the menu. We harvested together. Some of us went shopping together. We prepped together, and now they're behind us cooking.
Fun! We'll enjoy it.
Thank you
so much for doing this and for letting us come and visit.
Thank you.
La Finca del Sur Community Farm Summer Program is a collaboration with Liberty Partnership Program and New York City Summer Youth Employment Program. This 6-week program provides a basic overview of gardening in an urban setting with a hands-on approach. Diani and Abdul, thank you for agreeing to sit down and talk with me for a while.
Thank you for having us.
How did you go to school right near here, right?
Yes.
The 2 of you? Yeah. And what grades?
Well, we recently just graduated from high school.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're getting ready now to be farmers and you practice this summer?
Yes.
Basically.
Did you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that what you want to do?
Well, I would say that I mainly wanted to do this program just because I wanted to reconnect with nature.
That's great. And what about you?
Well, since I have like other majors, but I chose this one because I feel like in our community we need more gardens and more food just in case because of all the GMOs and everything that's been going on. So I think being here and helping grow fruits and vegetables and any other herbs, it was good.
That's wonderful. So are you going to school after this? What's the plan?
Well, yes. We're going to college.
Okay. And what are you studying?
So I'm planning a double major in dance and education.
Ah, that's
and
interesting.
with a minor in Spanish.
Wow. And how about you?
Majoring in criminal justice.
Okay. So this must have been such an interesting experience to do this instead of maybe studying in the fields that you're going into
Yes.
for the summer.
It was.
Did you have a good time?
Yes. Even though there was some
Just the
hot,
sun.
yeah,
Just the sun all the time.
because it was hot.
yeah,
Yeah.
some hot days, but even with the hot days, we made it throughout the program, and we got to learn a lot.
That's wonderful. You know, I learned something when I came here too, because one of the other farmers said, you know why we have so many sunflowers? I bet you guys know why there's so many sunflowers in here.
I don't remember why.
They absorb toxins.
Yeah.
So so it keeps the balance of this whole environment in here.
Yes.
So, and you know, there are many other people who are trying to start community gardens and to bring people back outside to be able to work outside. So I think that's, other than the heat,
Yeah.
it sounds like that was a nice experience for the two of you.
Yes.
So where are you going to college?
Going to John Jay.
Okay.
And Hunter College.
Oh, so you two are going to have to come back here
Yes.
and get your little fix of being outside in nature.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
And actually, this upcoming Monday or whatever day, I'm actually bringing a plant to grow here.
oh,
it can
that's
be
so
harvested.
nice. So that a little bit of you will be here.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
I mean, actually, we have like our own little bed back there. So we just plant different things. We were planting eggplants, cucumbers, kohlrabi, purple basil.
So you can come back and still use the space. Well, enjoy it, and
Thank you.
good luck to both of you in college.
Thank you.
So
Thank
thank
you.
you again for coming over and talking to
Thank
us.
you for having us.
You're welcome. So, Abdul, you told me that your grandfather is a farmer. So, can you tell me about him?
Yeah, my granddad, he's an engineer. He works for the government in Africa, in Ghana. But apart from that, he's also a farmer. And every year, like during school break or school vacation, he take all his grandchildren to the village so we could help him harvest what he planted last year and try to plant some new stuff this year. So, and apart from the crops, he also have animals that we take care of, like cows, sheep, and guinea fowls. And he also helps the people in the community. Like most people in that community, like they are farmers, but they don't know how to take care of their crops. Like they don't use the good materials for the crops. Like let's take it for example, how like the machines that they used to use, they don't use that. So like you need to educate some and like teach them how to take care of their crops very well.
So, being here and being in this program, did that make you feel connected to your grandfather?
Yeah, it made me feel like I'm home because I see a whole lot of plant and making my hands dirty. Again, I really, really love making my hands dirty because it makes me feel like I'm feeling nature.
Yeah.
Like playing in the soil makes me, because when we started, like I was talking to Frances, she's the head of this program.
Yeah.
And I was talking to her in our school and I saw the card and I was like, Frances was there and she was like, oh, it's a program for the farm. And I was like, oh, I would love to join it. So I told her my story and she was like, I need to join this this program. And I really, 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 really appreciate and really love doing this project.
Oh, that's great. So thank you very much for telling your story, and it was really wonderful. And I hope this summer was everything that you hoped it would be. But thank you for talking to us.
I thank you too for bringing me here.
From the north to the south to the west to the east, we are expanding our services and upgrading technology at Lehman College. And now, Bronxites have an innovative media production facility in the East Bronx at Mercy College in the Hutch Metro Center. The windows on the East Bronx studio, a state-of-the-art control room, media labs for production and training, and other media-capable spaces. Training, workforce development, leading-edge technology, and programs that help you share your ideas, your voice, on your channels, locally and globally. Build media and technology skills at BronxNet and build your dreams.
Welcome back. Next, we're visiting a garden that takes you a bit off the beaten path. Here at Concrete Park along the Bronx River, there's a community garden located atop an old shipping barge. So I'm here today with Nasim Hamid from Youth Ministries for Peace and Justice. So this is a real live action show today because we are being chewed by mosquitoes here in the park. But it's really fun and it's beautiful. So Nasim, tell us first about Youth Ministries for Peace and Justice and what kind of work you do.
So Youth Ministries for Peace and Justice is a community-based organization that works along the Bronx River and the Soundview area. It started off with a mission statement of transforming the people of the South Bronx and the infrastructure, and that consists of the Sheridan Expressway, many local parks and brownfields in the area, and just fighting to recreate and transform unutilized space and make it a better places for the community.
And this is one of the most urban places we've been because we have this huge structure in back of us.
Yes.
We have subways or overland subways. Yes. We have buses, we have cement trucks, we had a helicopter, so
a lot of noise.
A lot of noise, but interesting. And we are, you can't really see that, I think, the audience yet, but we're on a barge on the Bronx River. So how did this come to be?
So someone had an idea, her name is Mary Mattingly, and some young people from the organization pushed back and asked her, like, why aren't we growing food, like, in the local parks and using the spaces in the parks to grow food and to give it to the community. And it so happens that it is illegal to grow fruits and vegetables in local parks and in your front yard and your backyard. So this—
I didn't know that. It's illegal?
Yes. This project is a pushback against power, that it's not illegal to grow fruits and vegetables on a barge on the Bronx River. So due to this project, which is Swell, now we have the foodway in Concrete Plant Park where we are going to be growing fruits and vegetables for the community, so people could come out and have access to healthy options.
So what are you growing on the foodway?
On the foodway, right now is just pollinators. And
could you explain what that is?
So like pollinators,
people like me who don't know what
are things that help the other plants grow and help the environment and the area. So that's like the first steps, and then comes the food, the exciting part, which is what everybody wants and loves. And a lot of the things that will be grown on the foodway will be things that tie into health indicators and things that affect the people of the South Bronx. Some of the plants are good for the asthma rates in the community. So, we have high asthma rates in the South Bronx, so like many of those pollinators help the air quality. Some of them are healthy for kidney, your colon, and so many other things that have to do with health. And the Foodway and Swell are two projects that are all about improving healthy living and healthy lifestyles in the South Bronx.
And who's working on the barge?
Young people are working on the barge.
So young people from youth ministries.
Yes. So it's 25 SYP youth from Children's Aid and FIPS that came and worked with Youth Ministries for Peace and Justice for the summer. And we do just about everything here together, whether it's weeding, maintenance, tours, and we're constantly learning new things here on Swell every day about the plants, about healthy living, healthy eating, and so much more.
So when do we think that the foodway is going to be really producing food?
So hopefully by next year.
Okay.
Hopefully
so
next summer we'll have some good food for the community.
I see food in back of you.
Yes.
Apples?
Yes, some apples,
It's
some peaches, some mint, anise hyssop, which is in the mint family. So there's just a ton of things on Swell currently that we hope will translate into the foodway.
And did you get involved with this because you had an interest in food? I mean, you're obviously a youth activist.
Yes.
But
So I got involved with Youth Ministries for Peace and Justice because I just care about my community. I'm a proud Bronxite, and I just really want to work to make the Bronx a better place for generations to come. And working with Youth Ministries for Peace and Justice has really put me in the forefront of doing that work that I want to do and continue to do in the future. So it's just an amazing experience.
That's great. That's absolutely great. And this is all part of Bronx River Alliance because there are a number of organizations that
So it's just a number of organizations that partner to do this amazing work, and we're just doing
That's great. That's terrific. So, and I know you said you're going off to college,
Yes.
so good luck. And
Thank you.
hopefully you'll come back here next summer and
Yeah.
help with this. So
Most definitely.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. A student of Youth Ministries for Peace and Justice, Shadia Hernandez, took us on a tour of the garden and pointed out some of her favorite plants. So, Shadia, you have just been telling me how much you love this. And so, were you part of the planting of all this?
No, the planting, it was put here a year ago.
Oh.
And I kind of don't remember the people's names, but they helped build this and put this together. They started from scratch when there was nothing on the barge. Just
wow, I
barge.
can't, that's isn't don't you think that's amazing?
it is.
And so this is it looks like the herbs section.
we have oregano, we have mint.
And
Smells really nice.
Somebody told me
You can eat it too.
But also, when I was a little kid, I used to grow mint in like little boxes, plastic boxes. But somebody told me this morning when we were all itching that if you rubbed it on you, the bugs didn't. They made that up, huh? I don't know. I'm still getting beaten.
We have chives here.
And what do you do with it? I mean, what do you? So they're growing, and then who gets to keep it, or do you sell
the barge
it?
is a food forest, so whoever comes aboard is welcome to pick, as long as it's ready to be
Nice.
picked.
Wow.
And yeah, everyone's welcome. Most of the stuff here are edible, so you can pick it and eat it, try it. These are choke cherries. They ain't ready yet though.
Oh, they're those little cherries.
Yeah, I think those are raspberries here.
Are they? Or some other kind
Or
of
there
berry.
might be just,
There might be some other kind of berries.
yeah, there's different
I don't
berries
know.
here. Well,
And this is
These are
basil. This I
sunflowers.
know. Do you like basil?
basil.
Yeah.
Never ate it.
But smell it.
I mean, I know it's in pizza, right?
Yeah, you can put it on pizza. I would like to have basil.
How does it taste though?
I like it. Do you like it? But you can't spit it out.
I don't like it.
Place to put it. But you know what? You would like it if it was in pasta sauce or on pizza, where it's not. This is a little bit harsh to do it this.
Smell this.
What is it?
My favorite plant on the barge.
What is it?
It's geranium.
Oh. So tell me why it's your favorite.
Because it smells
This
like
is
Fruit Loops.
It does smell like Fruit Loops, but it's also beautiful.
Yeah,
I'm going to take it.
it's plenty more.
But do you eat it?
No.
No, geranium you don't eat. But does it grow geraniums? I mean, I have a geranium, but it doesn't look like that.
No.
This is, but
I mean, that's the farthest it's
that's
gotten.
the-
And we
yeah.
had like a small bush over there.
Yeah. Huh.
It's-
This is, I love what it looks like, though.
It's the base of perfumes and like
oh,
fragrance products.
Oh. Did you know that before you came here this summer?
I learned a lot of stuff
Yeah.
that I did not know.
And you know, just coming and visiting these gardens, I've learned a lot of tons of stuff too that I didn't know. And are those are these apples, pears, crab apples? What are they?
These are apples. We have a few apple trees, and we have a peach tree. I think it's that one.
But they don't grow for a while, right?
They'll be ready to pick in September.
In probably September. I know the basil is. Well, this was great. Thank you. Thank you so much for doing this. So you're going to come back next year and do this?
Yes, I plan on it.
Well, I'm
It's
going to come
fun.
back and find you here because I'm going to come back and visit. So, thanks.
You're welcome.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have. I want to thank everyone at La Finca del Sur and Bronx River Alliance for allowing us the opportunity to visit their beautiful gardens. And you, our viewer, for tuning in. If you missed any part of today's program, or if you would like to check out past episodes of Mission Bronx, go to www.bronxnet.tv. See you next time for another edition of Mission Bronx.
Coming to you from our BronxNet studios, 4 new shows highlighting some of the best of the Bronx has to offer. We sit down with political leaders on In the District and discuss local legislation, events, and issues. See how the community and business come together with The Bronx Now on BronxNet. Nosotros features leaders from our Latino community. Meet those who are moving to make a difference in public service, business, arts, and culture. Looking for new and exciting dining experiences? Then you'll want to savor the Bronx and try new restaurants and eateries that fill the borough with delicious dishes.